up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Chat. It's Mackenzie.
I'm Ethan.
And today we have...
Shauna. Shauna.
All right. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm your mom and Mackenzie's second mom. We don't do in-law. We say second. What do you want to know? You know everything about me. What should I share?
Run over like start from the beginning, like creation.
No. We ain't got time for that. How about mama 4, 2 beautiful daughter-in-laws, and so that makes 6 kiddos, the world's best dog, preacher's wife, interior designer, house builder, and published author now. So.
Heck yeah.
They asked me to do this. I don't think they're prepared.
No, not really.
We'll leave the book in the description down below.
Yes.
Heck yeah. What is it called again?
So I recently, well, no, that's a lie. I didn't recently. Okay, I recently published a book that Ethan and I wrote when he was 7. So when he was in grade school learning how to read, every book that we read, he didn't like. He thought the stories were dumb. Like, especially the endings. Like, well, that's not how I would end the book. So I challenged him. I said, well, let's write a better book. And so we wrote a book called Ethan Loves Peanut Butter. You can buy it on Amazon. And it's about a little boy named Ethan, about 6 or 7, who loves peanut butter so much he gets it on everything. And until his mom encourages him to try jelly with his peanut butter, and then he loves jelly. And the indication of the end of the book is that he starts getting jelly on everything. But it's cute. It rhymes. It's perfect for your little ones. And it's something that we worked on together, and then we just kind of put it on a shelf and left it there. And then when they were getting married, they had a very long engagement, like 1.5 years, if not longer. And so I had plenty of time to work on it. So I did illustrations. I got it all together and was able to get it published on Amazon on their wedding day. So during your wedding, Ethan thought the mother of the groom and the groom's dance was going to be us slow dancing to House of Pain's Jump Around. But instead, we started the music, and then I was like, everyone was in cahoots with me, so we started the music, and then I was like, wait just a second. And I went over to the DJ, and she stopped the music, gave me a book, and all his friends came running down, and they got him a chair, and they all sat around while I read them a story. And they were so great because I was like, just go with it, just like if it's funny, laugh. But they were like over exaggerating. Yep. And all little kids in the building were laughing and giggling, and it was just a fun time. So it was pretty cool.
So you're a mom, an author, pastor's wife, and interior designer. So tell them and me really, like, how did you get started in interior designing? Because you've done it since like I was little. Like y'all were like remodeling houses and you were making plans and all that kind of stuff.
So I actually started when I was little. I would when I was in charge. I was the oldest of 3, so in the summertime I would rearrange my mom's furniture while she was at work during the day, and that was just for fun. And then I would do my sister's room or my room or whatever I could get my hands on, my friend's room, and then as I got older, back in the day, when we went to the grocery store, you had brown paper sacks. And so my mom started saving the brown paper sacks for me, and I would cut them on the seam and lay them flat on my desk and put heavy books on them till they were nice and flat. And then I would draw like floor plans, and I would have written the colors of every wall, where I would draw the rugs and where all the furniture was going to be. And then when I got really good, I would do a second story. Like I would put another piece on top of it and do a second story to the one below. And I don't know what happened to all of those. I think like you forget about where you put stuff and things
Yeah.
get thrown away as you get older. But so that was just always fun for me. I got into like building the doll houses from Hobby Lobby. And I did a few of those. And then when your dad and I got married, he worked for a blind carpenter. Yep, I said that. And he learned like a lot of things because he was the guy's hands and his eyeballs. So as he was learning things, we were experimenting on our own house. And that just led to friends teaching us things and us messing things up and starting all over. And so we kind of just taught ourselves that way. And we modeled a lot of houses and eventually started New Day Homes.
Yeah, because I know y'all have remodeled like a lot of the houses we lived in growing up. But what was like one, or like I guess the first like house you like remodeled that wasn't for us, like for someone else?
I can't just like off the top of my head because we did so many projects for people. I don't think we ever remodeled a whole house for somebody else until we started a business.
Right.
We would do someone's bathroom, or we would help them with this or that, or come over and fix this. And with your dad being a pastor, we had a lot of little old ladies that we helped, or young couples that we helped. And of course, with dad being in the ministry, we went on mission trips where we helped restore people's houses or roof their house for them or fix things in their houses. So I had a lot of know-how and a lot of hands-on experience.
Right.
But I don't remember I don't think we remodeled a whole house until we started our business. Not at least for someone.
Right. Yeah.
Because that usually involves them moving out.
So you went from...
Oh, wait, let me tell you a story. My favorite remodeling story ever, besides you and your brother having to sleep on plastic wrap and you would fall asleep and it would be stuck to your face like when you got up. But we had this house in Russellville, Arkansas, and it was a mid-century modern house. And the house had never been touched since it was built. And there was, in the hall bath, there was this laundry basket. I don't think I ever told you this. And you pull it down and you put your clothes, it's like a hamper.
Yeah.
And then it closes back up. And then when you go to do your laundry, you just get it out and take it to the washer. Well, so I wanted to keep that because it was super cool. So but I had to take the cabinets apart to refinish them and paint them. And I could not get this hamper that kind of folded out, went back up. I couldn't get it out.
Yeah.
Okay. And there was like a lot of people at our church like helping us, and they'd come over and they want to do stuff, and we tried to teach them. But Dad finally got that cabinet out. And behind the cabinet was a pair of pink panties, flat as a board.
Oh.
I mean, flat. Like they had been stuck back there for like a good 20 years. I mean, so Dad goes and gets the barbecue tongs, the real long tongs, and he goes and he gets it out. And I'm like, it's like a sheet of paper.
Yeah.
It's like cardboard. It's like they're stiff. They're not going anywhere. And so, we were having lots of fun with it, taking pictures and asking our friends, if they knew whose panties these were and blah, blah, blah. And this lady at our church was like, hey, that house that you guys are remodeling? I used to stay the night there all the time when I was a little girl. And Dad and I, of course, looked at each other. We were like, did you lose some pink panties? So we eventually threw them in the trash because it was gross playing with them. But that was like one of my favorite things that happened because it was so unexpected.
We got a nail gun the other day, and I was telling Mackenzie that I got to teach her how to use it because Dad nailed his finger together at that house.
Yes.
Right through his finger.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to teach her how to
What was
use
he
it.
even
Gun
doing?
safety. Nail gun safety. I don't know. I remember there's been times when we've been remodeling a house where you and your brother left treasure maps in the walls. Do you remember
Yeah.
that? Like they would have like a clue and they'd write it on the drywall in between the studs, and they'd be like, go to the attic and 3 feet from the northwest corner. And like it never led to anywhere. And every time you left a clue, like it was just funny. And they draw maps. And in fact, when we were modeling our church, we put in cabinets, and there's like a corner, there's a void, and we bought a skeleton and put a Harvest Church t-shirt on it and stuck it down in the corner of the cabinets. And then put the countertop on top. So one day when someone's remodeling and they pull that countertop up, they're gonna find a skeleton.
Yeah.
That's funny.
They're probably gonna think it's real.
Probably. No, surely not. Just a little bit of dust. No stench.
So you went to school for interior designing, right?
Yes.
How was that?
Hard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you were interior
I was 32
designing-
when I started.
Right.
I did Mommin first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so did interior designing, like going to school for, did it help you start New Day Homes?
Absolutely, because I went into it thinking I knew everything, which I totally didn't.
Right.
But we all do that, I think, with stuff. So there was a textiles class that I was doomed to fail because it was like how many threads are in curtains and this kind of material and this and that. And I was like, no one cares.
Right.
As long as they're pretty, we don't care. So it was hard. It was hard, and it was online, and I had to do a lot of stuff, like Zoom classroom and stuff like that. That other people would be in class and I would be on the computer. So it
What
was
kind
tough.
of like, what was, because obviously it's not like regular like school classes. So like what am I trying to say? Like what were like the classes like? Because you know you got like math and history and stuff, but like.
So like all things designs, things you don't think about, like textiles or like different like styles of homes and where they came from and why they have these columns versus these columns and where did the architecture come from. There was color classes and psychology of color, space planning. I mean, all kinds of things.
So did you start New Day Homes after you were finished with school?
Yes.
Okay. And what made you want to start New Day Homes?
Well, I didn't start New Day Homes until several years later because I graduated when I was 36. And we didn't start New Day Homes till I was like, till the kids came home. So I was 41. And so what made me want to start it? Just to do it, just to see if I could do it.
Right.
Just because I had all this training and it's like, what's the next step? That's the next obvious step.
Right. All right.
I don't know.
What do you want to move on to now?
I don't know.
Let's talk about what it's like to be a pastor's wife.
It
Because
sucks.
I feel like you're not really just like a pastor's wife. I feel like you're also like the pastor at the same time. Because you do like a lot of stuff that like.
Well, because they do a lot of teaching. Some pastors' wives don't.
Yeah.
Being a pastor wife's, it's harder. It's hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done because people are awful and they're mean and Christians are they can be the worst people to deal with. Yeah. But there's a lot of blessings. Let me put the silver lining in there. There's definitely a lot of blessings because we get to meet a ton of different people and all walks of life and learn from people and good or bad, their mistakes or their victories. And, you know, and watch people, especially teenagers, being in the youth ministry for 20 something years, like watching teenagers grow up and like a lot of your friends and your brother's friends grow up and become men and women of God. Even if they screw up, I mean, you know, they always come back around, and it's cool to see God work in their lives.
Right. Tell us about some bad experiences being a pastor's wife. But you don't gotta name names, but
Well, I can.
some
I'm
stories.
just kidding. Well, there's way too many bad
Yeah.
stories to tell. We could be here all night. I got a lot of funny things that
Right.
like you're like, people act like that. Yes, they do. Let's see. What do you want me to tell? Is
I
there
don't know.
one you want me to tell?
Not off the top of my head. Just like what's
I
like
mean,
the first one that comes to
I've
you?
gotten hate mail and Christmas cards before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, legit addressed to me at Christmas. It's one of those old school Christmas cards, like where your grandma would buy like a box of 20 and they're all the same. And it said, you know, Merry Christmas, da 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 da. And then there was a folded like stationery letter in there, and I opened it up and I was like, this is so sweet. And she like totally ripped me a new one.
Yeah.
She was like, you're the worst pastor's wife, you're too trendy, and you speak your mind too much, and you know, you let your baby run around. Jack was like a toddler, maybe two, maybe. You weren't even supposed to be here. So that like comes to mind, because I was like, wow, that cut deep. Like I was so excited I got my own Christmas card. And
Was that the same one where it was like talking about not to get us McDonald's and stuff?
no, that's
What was
the
that?
different. That's we were at a church. Your dad was pastoring church, and we were young. You were just born, so 26, 7, 8, something like that. And we just like, your dad being the pastor and the congregation was older. That was a big fat no right there. But they just couldn't get on board with us, I guess.
Yeah.
And like one of the worst things I ever did was let your brother crawl under the pews during vacation Bible school.
Yeah.
Because I was so big fat pregnant with you, I couldn't crawl under there with him. So I was like, I'll just wait till he gets to the end and then get him, you know, or come out the side. I got ripped a new one from the old ladies then. But so we were just not happy there, and things were just not grooving. And so Dad went to a church board meeting, and they were like, before we start, we have a list of things we need you and your wife to improve on. So if you haven't met James, he can be pastor aggressive sometimes. And he was like, give it to me. Let me see this list of all these things I need to improve.
Yeah.
The first thing on the list was that when we have potlucks at the church, I go next door, literally next door to McDonald's in the same parking lot. We shared a parking lot with them. I would walk down next door and get Jack a Happy Meal. And if I knew there was other kids that I had seen at church, like I'd get 2 or 3, right? And so what 2-year-old's going to eat like casserole?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what people didn't know is like after potluck, then we ended up staying there because it was a 30-minute drive just home and 30 minutes drive back for choir practice or Bible study or whatever the heck they were doing. And then church that night. So a lot of times we would just stay there. Well, I would just walk next door and get him a Happy Meal and set him up in his chair, let him eat his Happy Meal. He was happy and not screaming. And I could just talk to people and, you know, do my thing. So that was their number one complaint, was that I did not make Jack eat at the potluck like all the other children. And
ridiculous.
yeah. And so I don't think they got very far into the list before Dad was like, peace out, I'm gone, suckers. So
what's the best thing about being a pastor's wife? Like the best thing you get to like experience, or like you like, you know, like you get from it?
I think the best thing that I get from being a pastor's wife is, well, there's 2 things. Are we out of time?
Almost.
Okay. I can be a little late to church. It's okay.
Okay.
We can finish. The best thing is, there's two things. The first thing is seeing God work in people's lives. Just like recently, we've had major prayer requests after major prayer requests. God has answered, like people being healed of cancer. Like they go in and they're like, I don't know why we just opened you up. There's no cancer in here, stuff like that. Like huge things. Someone going from not having a job and trying for years, and then all of a sudden gets a huge opportunity with a huge company making more money than we could ever imagine. And so we've seen God work in people's lives like that. Like that's just amazing. I mean, it's just amazing because you see them when they're in the storm, and then you see them when they're on top of the mountain, and but I think my favorite thing and the most thing I'm most privileged to see or experience being a pastor's wife is people coming to Christ. And that's been from like people that I think of this little girl in California once when I was on a mission trip that I led to the Lord. She was 8 years old. I've never seen her again, never knew what happened, never kept contact with her. But I know. And then seeing people that, like your friends growing up or your brother's friends growing up, seeing them come to Christ. And seeing some of them go through really, really hard stuff and coming to Christ, and Christ totally changing their life.
Right. Okay, what's the question?
I have more questions.
Oh, I meant for the video.
Oh, you made me forget my question.
Whoops.
What question for what?
The end of the video. I thought we were
I
done.
don't know. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, I'll think of a question.
Okay, while you do that,
Okay.
let me ask you something. Or let me say something, I guess. I guess the way, like, whenever I invite people to our church, or, like, my friends or anything, what I like to say is, like, it's, like, hurt and broken people helping hurt and broken people, you know what I mean?
That's right. And that's what our church is. It was started because we were tired of going. We've been in ministry for 20 something years then, and we were tired of going from church to church. I mean, we were at our last church for like 15 years, but they were an exception to the rule. So many churches are a country club, and you're only allowed to come in if you're of certain status, or you're wearing certain something, or you're in your Sunday best, or you have 2.3 kids and 4 dogs, like annual income of whatever. And it's just like, that's not who Jesus was. In the Bible, if you read about Jesus' life, he just same old every day. Stinky, dirty, did his best, ate when he could, worked when he could, loved people no matter who they were or where they came from. And that's how we decided to start our church, because we were tired of church being a country club, and it needs to be more of like a hospital. And people needed to be met right where they were, warts and all, stinkiness or all. I mean, sometimes I've worn my pajamas to church. I mean, just because it's been that kind of morning, and everybody else, all the kids are dressed and cute, and then there's 5 minutes for me, and I'm like, I need some coffee just to make it through the morning. So, I mean, just that I think is definitely the most important thing a church can do, is to meet people where they're at.
Yeah, because I remember, like, before, like, we had started the church, but we weren't having, like, Sunday services or anything yet. So I actually went to church with you one time when they were going to a church in the town that we live in, and I won't name names, but I remember I wore shorts to her church, and the next day at school,
Shame.
next day at school, there was like a couple of coaches and like teachers and students like asking me why I wore shorts to church. And it was like August, like it's hot outside. And I guess I wasn't allowed to be wearing shorts, but
Jesus wore a dress and sandals, guys. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
And that's why I said I did not like that church.
Again, it's a country club.
and I feel like a lot of churches like that, people just go to like try and be like perfect and be like clicky and stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which
But Christ
isn't the
Christ
reason to
never
be
said
going
you have to
church.
be perfect. He said,
Yeah.
you're made perfect in me.
Mhm.
And perfect is defined by who?
Right.
You? Me? No. It's divine. It's defined by God our Father. And being perfect doesn't mean you have blonde hair and blue eyes and you weigh 110 pounds and you know, you do all these good things. It's being perfect is the intent of your heart.
Mhm.
And you're being made perfect by Christ and his sacrifice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you want to say something?
Nope.
Thought you had a final question.
Shauna has
I
to
have
come
a
up
final
with it.
question.
Okay.
I would like to know people's favorite like design trend.
Mhm.
Like I'll give you for instance, like right now the goose porch. What is that called? I don't know, goose porch, and people
Yeah.
dress it up and for the holidays and things like that. Name it, or it could be. I don't know. What's your favorite?
Yeah.
Style trend, house trend right now.
I think whenever like we get to build like our dream house, I want like those big windows that go from like the floor to the ceiling.
Heck yeah.
And they like go across like a whole wall.
You better be rich.
That'd be sick.
Because it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then especially like the floating stairs. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like the steps are like floating.
I've seen
That's
that,
cool.
but that's gotta be expensive as crap.
Yeah.
It's got it. Yeah, definitely.
cool, though.
And if you have children, no. Maybe when you're old.
Yeah.
Maybe when you're old and you like, yeah.
I'm gonna go cheaper and I'm gonna say the sink with like the window behind it, or just even an island.
In the island.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite things to do is to watch like the design shows and the house shows, and like this is terrible, but like see when they're wrong, when they do something wrong, and I'm like, why would you build an island with the stovetop in it, and then the end of the island, you know, is the couch, so your hair can burn on fire. Like, I mean, just like, or one time they had a freestanding bathtub, and the only way to fill it up was from the rain shower head in the ceiling.
Oh.
Do you know how long that would take?
Yeah.
I mean, Mackenzie'd have to turn it on before she went to bed just so she could take a bath in the morning. So, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Answer the question down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye, guys.
See ya.